Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. I'm going to be starting a new series which is going to be a beginner series. It's going to be a tutorial. So yeah, we're currently in the VAB and we're going to pick out a command pod. So there's lots of command pods here, but we're going to be picking out the Mark 1 command pod right here. So doing that will automatically bring it up on our screen. And you can just take a look around by holding down the right mouse button to move your camera. And then scrolling will move the camera up and down like that, and then holding shift and scrolling will zoom in and out. So we want to go ahead, we want to click on utility, which is the bottom down here where my mouse is, and we want to be picking out the M16 parachute on the Mark 16 parachute. And then after that we want to go ahead, we want to pick out engines. Now we want to go for the flea booster, which is quite a powerful it's quite powerful but really low efficiency booster. So we want to go ahead, we want to right click it, and we just want to turn down the thrust limiter to 50%. We also want to right click our parachute, and since we're not going into space, we can turn up the minimum pressure 0.2. Right, so now we've done that, we're not done quite yet. In our bottom right of our screen, you can see staging right here. We just want to click the little add button, and oh, I didn't mean to make two. You just want to click the little add button and create a new stage and drag your booster down to that, because how staging works, it goes from the bottom up to the top. So you want the first stage to be at the bottom and the last stage to be at the top. So at the top here you can just name your ship, which is going to name it that, just you know, as an example. And then you can save it by clicking the save button right here, which is right next to the launch button, which we're going to press. Okay, so now we're in the launch pad. There's quite a few things up on screen. On the bottom we got the nav ball, which will show you what direction you're pointing relative to the planet. Next to that will be SAS. You just want to enable that by pressing T on your keyboard. This will basically make your ship more stable. And then on the top we have our altitude. Next to that we got our vertical speed, and then just under that we got the atmosphere meter. And yeah, now in order to control your ship, A and D will be yaw, which is basically left and right. A and D is pitch, which is forward and backwards. And Q and E is your roll, which is, you know, the rotation of your ship, I guess. So yeah, we want to make sure SAS is on, and then the moment we press space, we just want to press D a little bit. So you go ahead, click space, and then you just want to press D just a little bit, not too much, and you just want to point about this angle. It doesn't have to be perfect, just make sure it's not too far down. I'd say about maybe a 15-degree angle. Doesn't have to be exactly 15 degrees, but yeah, about that should do. This is just so we're not going directly up and then directly down again, because if we were to do that, we wouldn't have as much time to slow down as we're coming back down, which could result in us crashing. So while we're in the sky, I might as well explain what these are next to a nav ball. So when you turn on SAS, you will have all of these. Now, I do have another video explaining these. There'll be a card on the top right of the screen that you can go ahead and click on. There will also be a link in the description. So all you really need to focus on is prograde, which is forward, I guess, and retrograde, which is pointing backwards. You want to go ahead and click retrograde. This is just so that way your ship is pointing like this, and this is the flattest surface because you've got the engine right here, so that's going to slow you down the most. So now as we're coming back down, you want to go ahead and click spacebar again. That will activate your parachute, and that should deploy as you go down further. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to click full stop just once, just to speed the game up 2 times. So clicking full stop will speed up the game. You can do this up to 4 when you're in the atmosphere, and comma will slow it down again. So now our parachute is deployed. We just basically want to wait at this point. It will automatically deploy at 1,000 meters. You can change this if you want to. You don't need to. As long as you have this exact ship, should be fine, and you should be fine for a lot of other ships as well. So yeah, we're just gonna wait until we reach 1,000 meters. You can see on the top of our screen our altitude. So parachute is now deployed. You don't want your game to be sped up as you're deploying your parachute, because it could make you crash, because the game just won't be able to process it properly, and you just be going too fast. So make sure you press comma and that your time warp is on 1 time speed. So we're now just going to go ahead and splash down safely in the water. And yeah, that's pretty much the basics of shipbuilding and flying in Kerbal Space Program. So I hope you enjoyed. There's some more videos up on screen for you to watch if you want to, and make sure you like and subscribe. I will see you guys in the next episode. Goodbye.